Okay, number 42. This is number 42 YouTube live yoga routine. And today we're just going to jump into it. And we're going to do the original 30-minute yoga routine that I began with, which is a settling type of routine, a routine to gain the mindset of firmness and oneness with the poses that we do. So we'll begin in mountain pose, getting mindset of firmness and oneness, just like a mountain is firm and one with the earth, because it is the earth, just like we are the earth as well. And then we'll move into 4 sun salutations. And within the sun salutations, what you want to make sure you're doing is accepting yourself where you are within the pose. So, for example, if you're in the low lunge, you get into this low lunge, settle in the low lunge, accept where you are, let go of the mindset of trying to be somewhere, trying to do what you think is the perfect yogic pose, because whatever you're doing, if your mind and body is connecting as one, then you're doing yoga. That is yoga. And what you're doing is learning the mindset of acceptance, non-judgment, letting go of the mindset of trying to be somewhere, and you're just in the present moment. And you're learning these qualities of acceptance and non-judgment. Then we'll move into the mountain pose again, settling yourself in the tree, same concept with the tree, getting the mindset of being rooted within the earth, becoming one with the earth, just like a tree is one with the earth. And then we'll move into the king dancer, and then we'll wind down in easy pose and close it up and seal it up with a yogic seal. So let's go ahead and begin in mountain pose. Feet are shoulder width apart. Toes go up, spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe touches one at a time. Knees are slightly bent, hips are tilted, no tension in the arms, so the arms are just hanging, shoulders are relaxed. And then think of yourself as being tall, so lengthen up. And you're finding that spot where the skeleton is just standing, no tension anywhere. And you're focused on the breathing. Bring palms together, thumbs to the heart center. My hands will disappear when I bring them up. All I'm doing is the prayer. And for me, I go out a little bit, but that just matches my body. I push the arms up, out, and back. Inhale slowly. Then exhale, hinge forward from the lower back. You're going to go into the standing forward bend. Palms go to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. Forehead is going towards the knees. And you're just focused on the breathing. It's only the second bend, so just listen to the body. Go to the point where you think, hey, I shouldn't go any further. Settle there and just focus on the breathing. Palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a low lunge. With a low lunge, the back foot, top of the foot to the floor, the knees to the floor. Think of the hips, square them up, pushing forward diagonally. Back is straight, maybe arched. To your fingertips, maybe to the palms, or maybe you're just like this. Settle in the pose, accept where you are physically. and just focus on the breathing. Then with the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up. You're going into a high lunge. We're not going to stay in high lunge. We're just settling there. Then we move into downward dog. Downward dog, arms are straight, legs are straight, heels are to the floor, towards the floor, tailbones to the ceiling. No tension in the neck, so the head is just dangling. Just focus on the breathing. Now you're going to slide into the upper dog. You drop down to the knees and the chest. You slide up. Now with the upper dog, tops of the feet are just touching. Of course, the palms are touching. Head is dropping back. Now, if you need to modify this pose, you go to the small cobra. Small cobra, hands are off the floor. They may be touching the floor, but you're not using them. You're not pushing up. You're pulling up because you're using back muscles. With the back, they're pull muscles, so you're pulling up. Or just modify it how you have to, settle in it, and focus on the breathing. And back to downward dog, pushing into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels towards the floor. And again, you go into that spot where you feel like you shouldn't go any further. So you just stay there, settle in it, focus on the breathing, and let the mind and body become one, which is yoga. Now you're going to bring the left foot up between the hands, the back foot, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward, diagonally, back straight, maybe arched. To your fingertips or your palms, whatever you can do, wherever you feel like you should be, accept it and focus on the breathing. For me, I'm up just a little bit. This side of my body is always tight. So for right now, I'm just listening to my body. I'm accepting it. And just focus on the breathing. Now with the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up, high lunge, settle here for a second or two. Then move into the standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down. Forehead is going towards the knees. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Exhale, push your hair down and out. And again, inhale, exhale, hinge forward, pull yourself in and down. Forehead is going towards the knees. Now with this pose, you're focused on the breathing, just like all the poses, but that makes you aware of the subtle movement of the belly expanding when you inhale and then going in when you exhale. Just be aware of that subtle movement, but you're not focused on it. You're focused on the breathing. Now palms to the sides of the feet. Right leg is back into a low lunge. With a low lunge, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, square up the hips, pushing them forward to your fingertips, maybe your palms, and again, maybe you're just up like that. Wherever you are, just accept it. and focus on the breathing. Now with the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up, high lunge, settle here for a second or two, then move into downward dog, pushing into it, arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling. There's a little gnat or something flying around here. There's some type of bug. Then you slide into the upper dog or modify it how you have to. If you need to do the small cobra, that's what you do. Or you just to your hands and knees, wherever you are, accept it. Again, that's what you're learning on the yoga mat, acceptance. And back to downward dog, pushing into it. The right foot is up between the hands, low lunge. Back the foot to the floor. Top of the foot. The foot in the back, the top of the foot's to the floor. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm actually thinking about that gnat. I think he went outside. Knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. See, I'm not doing yoga. Thinking about something else. And just focus on the breathing. Now think of the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up, high lunge, settle here just for a second or two, then move into the downward dog. Into the standing forward bend. I said downward dog because I'm thinking of the gnat. Where's the gnat? He's not around. Pull yourself in and down. And just focus on the breathing. Don't focus on the gnat. Palms together, reach out, up and back. Inhale. Turn the palms out, push it down and out. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Hinge forward, pull yourself in and down. Palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a low lunge. With a low lunge, tap the foot to the floor, knees to the floor. Hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is straight or maybe arch. You're just focusing on the breathing. And with the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up, high lunge. Settle here just for a second or two. Then move in the downward dog. Arms are straight, legs are straight. Heels are towards the floor, they're into the floor, tailbones to the ceiling. Head is dangling, no tension in the neck. And focusing on the breathing. Take a slide into the upper dog. Drop down to the knees and the chest, slide up. Modify it how you have to. Just focus on the breathing. If it's too much in your lower back, no matter what you're doing, just bring yourself out of it a little bit. or don't do the pose. Just make sure you're focusing on the breathing. Accept where you are. Again, that's what you're learning on the yoga mat, acceptance. And back to downward dog, pushing into it. Again, you're trying to find that spot where right before you think, I shouldn't go any further. Wherever that spot is, settle there, accept where you are, and focus on the breathing. Now, left foot is up between the hands, low lunge. The back foot, top of the foot's to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. And just focus on the breathing. Now with the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up, high lunge, settle here for a second or two, then move into the standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Exhale. Last on salutation, inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. Standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down. Forehead's going towards the knees. Palms to the sides of the feet, right leg is back into a low lunge. Top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor. Hips are pushing forward diagonally, they're square. And just focus on the breathing. With the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up, high lunge, settle here. Then move into downward dog, pushing into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight. Tailbones to the ceiling, heels towards the floor, or they're into the floor. You can slide into the upper dog or modify it how you have to. Back to downward dog, pushing into it, last downward dog. So get to the spot where you feel like you shouldn't go any further, settle there, accept where you are, and focus on the breathing. Right foot is up between the hands, low lunge. Back to foot. Top of the foot's to the floor. Knees to the floor. Hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. And just focus on the breathing. With the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up, high lunge, settle here. Then move into the standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down. Move palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Turn the palms out. Push the air down and out. And we're going to go to mountain pose. Now the mountain pose, again, toes go up, spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe touches one at a time. So space out the toes. Knees are slightly bent, hips are tilted, arms are relaxed. And think of yourself as being tall. So lengthen up, find that spot where the skeleton's just standing, and just focus on the breathing. Now, we're going to do the tree. Modify the tree how you have to. So technically the left foot goes up, but if you need to modify it, bring the toe down, go to the wall, whatever you can do, whatever you need to do, wherever you are is fine, just accept it. Again, that's what you're learning, acceptance. So palms are together, lock the fingers, index fingers point. Thumbs are together, maybe the left thumb is over the right. That's what I'm doing when I'm going up. My hands disappear out of the camera frame. And then you start here. So you inhale, going up. That's how some people do it. Probably how most people do it. But what I do is I go up like this. That's how I was taught. So that's how I continue to do it. And just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but the breathing. We won't stay here long. So just focus. Do the best you can. Accept where you are. And go ahead and release. Then we're going to move right into the King Dancer. We'll modify the King Dancer. So right arm is up. Left foot is into the hand. Reaching up. I just push the foot a little bit into the hand. King Dancer, you're going all the way down. Whoa, see, I almost fell. Not all the way down, but you're reaching out. You're going further out. So go ahead and release. Shake it out some. Again, toes still go up, spread the toes. Other side. So modify this how you have to. If you need to bring the, see, I had to touch the wall. So if the toes go down, oh, there's the gnat right there. He's the one that was bothering me when I was doing downward dog. And just focus on the breathing. Again, symbolic hand gesture. This is all I'm doing when I'm up. Go ahead and release. King Dancer, we'll just modify it. Left arm is up, reaching up. Push the foot into the hand just slightly. Reaching up at the same time. Go ahead and release. Shake it out some. Back to mountain pose. Settle in the mountain pose. Find that spot where the skeleton is just standing. And just focus on the breathing. Now you're going to go to easy pose. So if you're on the mat, if you're on a mat, you're going to sit back at the end of the mat. I sit here because I was going to say I need to be in front of the camera. I don't need to do anything. That's what I used to say when I was a kid. I don't need to do that. I used to say I can do what I want. I can jump off the moon. And I learned that you can't really jump off the moon. So back is straight, hands are in front, the hands are to your knees, or maybe you're in your lap. Some people do this. Whatever you need to do. If you need to just lean against the wall, if you need to lean back like this, that's what you do. If you need to bring a leg up, that's what you do. If you need to just do this, that's where you are. You're accepting it. That's what you're learning, acceptance. Essentially accepting yourself, where you are physically and even mentally. It's okay. Whoops. See, I can't even get settled. Thinking about the moon, jumping off the moon. Tilt the head to the right. Right ears to the right shoulder, back is straight, shoulders are level, left shoulder's down. And just focus on the breathing. When you're focused on the breathing, you're aware of the stretch of the left side of the neck. But you're not focused on it, you're just aware of it. You're focused on the breathing. So bring the head to center, tilt the head to the right. I'm sorry, to the left. Left ears to the left shoulder. And just focus on the breathing. Go ahead and bring the head to center, tilt the head back. Bring the chin down to the chest. Bring the head back to center. Neck rolls, drop the head to the right, down and around. Exhale as the head drops down and around. Inhale as the head goes up. Here, focus on the breathing. Let the body follow the breathing. And when the head goes to the top, reverse. Exhale as you go down and around. Inhale as you go up. And when the head goes to the top, bring yourself to the center. Shoulders to the ears. Back down and around. As the shoulders go up, you're inhaling. As the shoulders drop back and down, you're exhaling. Again, you're just focusing on the breathing. And you're aware of the movement. Shoulders go to the ears, reverse, exhale as you go down and around, inhale as you go up. And the body's following the breathing. So when you want to go up, when you feel like you should go up, that's when you're inhaling. And you're exhaling as the body goes down, the shoulders go down. Then bring yourself to center. Trunk rotations, drop it down to the right, down and around. As you go down and around, the back is straight and you're reaching out. You're exhaling. As you go up, you're inhaling. Again, the body is following the breathing, becoming a form of a moving meditation. So just focus on the breathing and be aware of the movement. Then when the trunk goes to the top, reverse, exhale as you go down and around. Inhale as you go up. And just focus on the breathing. When the trunk goes to the top, bring yourself to the center. Half spinal twist, the left hand's on the right knee, right arm goes up, pull yourself up, then twist, palm goes to the floor, it's in the back, arm is straight, it's against the back. The head is twisting, and you're focusing on the breathing. And go ahead and release, back to center. Other side, right hand's on the left knee, left arm goes up, pull yourself up, then you twist, palm goes to the floor, is on the back, arm is straight, it's against the back. The head is twisting, and you're focusing on the breathing. And release. Back to center. Hands to your knees, back straight. You're just watching yourself breathe here. To watch yourself breathe, there's many ways to do it. 2 ways. As you inhale, the belly expands just slightly. When you exhale, the belly goes in. You're just aware of that subtle movement. Or you bring your focus to the tip of your nose. Watch the air go in and out. Now for the yoga seal, you're going to reach behind you. Grab the left wrist with the right hand. You're going to lean forward. Bring the forehead down towards the floor, or it goes to the floor. You're sealing in all the benefits of the yoga poses, keeping the peace that you gained through the rest of the day. Bring yourself back up. Hands go back in front. Back is straight. Just watch yourself breathe. Stay here just a little bit longer. So just watch yourself breathe. Bring the palms together. Namaste. That's it. So that's number 42. We had a visitor, a gnat. We had a gnat come in. I don't know who was a gnat, but he's gone. We're going to do yoga. Anyway, so I'll see you tomorrow, 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. So namaste, peace and love.